out. Have guys that can play and then
Fun. Played this team already once in the Fort Scott Tigers. Obviously, that was a very long time ago. These are two different ball clubs now. What are you expecting tonight?
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to direct your attention to the middle of the court. Joining the basketball captains are tonight's honorary Tiger captains. They are Corin Miller and Malachi Larson. Corin is the daughter of David Miller, and Malachi is the son of Jamie and Danny Larson. These students are being recognized for outstanding behavior and leadership within their school.
All right, that was head coach Kylie Roll for the Pittsburgh boys men's basketball team. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have our starting lineup.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB. Member FDIC.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
And we welcome you back to ESPN 100.7. I'm Avi Sharma alongside Fort Scott head coach for the boys basketball team in Coach De La Torre. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good. All right, Coach. Last matchup, it was a tough nail biter coming down at Labette County. Your team was up at halftime. It seemed that the senior night sparked the Grizzlies as they ended up getting the win over you guys. It seemed like you guys played a very well game. What happened at the end of it?
Well, I thought we played a really good first half. We went up 5 at halftime, and we were kind of right there still with them in the third quarter. And then about midway through the third, they had a good stretch where they had about 5 or 6 possessions in a row where they were able to score. And, you know, it was kind of their main guys, the Relaford kid, the Dean kid. They kind of took over, and we had a hard time stopping them there for a while. And then, you know, on the flip side, we had some possessions where we came up empty and, you know, turned the ball over a few times. So just kind of a combination there of them kind of getting their scores going, and then we kind of went in a little bit of a drought. So, you know, we were right there and we competed, and I'm proud of how our guys battled. And, you know, even in the end, we got down about 10, and we came down and hit a couple threes on a couple different possessions to get it down to 5. And then we had the ball. We went to the free throw line down 5 with a chance to cut it to 1 possession, but we missed both free throws. So, we were close. We were right there, but, we've got to be able to get over the hump when we have that situation.
And Coach, you talked about it. It seemed that like these guys are a group that just never gives up, and it shows that in the games that they've played this season. And it seems that they have that passion and the will. They're just one step away. You had a couple close games that you won against Girard Parsons, but we just talked about that Labette County loss. What's it like to have a team like that just never gives up and just goes hard all the time?
Well, that's kind of what we try to preach to them and try to get them to do when they get to us. It's to just play hard and our schedule this year is a perfect example. We know what we have in front of us. We've got a lot of teams that in our league that are very talented, and every night is a battle. And I think our kids kind of buy into that, and they come out and they never give up. They keep playing hard, and we've had some games where we've been able to kind of show that, and we've come from behind some games. We've also had some games where it's come down to the wire, like you said, and we've been able to execute and make plays down the stretch at times, and so it's rewarding to see that. It's nice to have that type of group, and hopefully we can continue to bring that type of mentality down the stretch.
And Coach, let's talk about some of the seniors that you got on this team. You got Jesse Lawrence and Jesse Jones. You got some great players on this team, and they got to leave. This will be the last time that they step on the court this season. What's it like to having these guys on your team, and what's it like for them to teach these younger guys to potentially be them and step up in their roles?
Well, those two guys have done a lot for us, and they were a big part of what we did last year, and they've carried on that this year as well. And neither one of those two guys are very vocal. They're not the rah-rah type of leaders, but they lead by example, and they go out and play hard every day, and then try to play with effort. And I think they've brought a lot to us. They've given us scoring, but they've also given us leadership, and they do a lot of different things to help us throughout the game. And
Coach, with the season winding down, if we're getting close to sub-state playoffs and things like that, you guys are right there in the hunt. You've had a couple key wins, couple key losses, but you can't control it. You can control your own destiny, but it's just going hard at it, and you don't have to tell your guys to keep playing like that. But what's it like to tell these guys that, hey, no matter what, just give it your all, and whatever you guys do is the outcome?
Well, we've always kind of had a mentality of trying to play our best at the end of the season. We want to try to play our best basketball in March, and that's where we're headed, we hope. We had a nice little stretch there, and we still feel like we're playing okay since we've had a couple tough losses lately, and we want to continue to do that. But, I think our thing is we're hosting Sub-State this year. We get a chance to play at home, and I think we've kind of set our goal all season. We want to continue to improve. We want to play our best at the end. And right now, we're in a tough spot in the SEK, but we kind of know where we're going to be sitting with our Sub-State. So our goal is these last few games here, these last couple of weeks, is to continue to play well and continue to get better and try to figure some things out. And we hope that those 2 nights in March there at our place, that we can really put it all together. And that's, it gives us something to shoot for. And I think that's what they're looking forward to.
And nothing better than that, Coach. You talked about how tough this SEK conference is, but the good side is you get to play teams that are not in this conference, get experience and learn how to play or how other teams play that style. But talk about this conference. It is just tough all around, no matter who you play. How do these guys, they're not beaten up and banged up, are they?
No, we're in pretty good shape there, but yeah, it's tough. It's definitely a deal where, we've been telling them all year that you better be ready to play every night. And, we had a perfect example of that last week. We had a Chanute team that we beat pretty good the first time, and they come to our place and knock us off. So I think they know what it's like, but at the same time, we go on the road and knock off Parsons, and I don't, that was something I think a lot of people didn't expect us to do. So I think it's just it's a great league this year with a lot of talent, and the scary thing is a lot of the talent's pretty young. You look around the league, there's several teams that have some young sophomores that are really good, and a lot of kids will be back next year. So it's exciting. It makes it awfully tough, not only for the players, but for coaches as well, as far as to prepare each week and each game. And but it's exciting and it's fun, and it's probably the way it should be. It's exciting to see all these teams continue to improve, and it's good to see the balance in the league.
And Coach, tonight you play a Pittsburg High team that you faced once before. You talked about it. You know, it was an outcome that didn't come out your way, but you know, you never know. It's any given day. What's it like? You guys played in the past before. I guarantee you it's two different teams. The chemistry's different. What are you expecting tonight?
Well, we know what they bring to the table. We're very familiar with the talent that they have, and you know, it's enough to keep you up at night to think about all the nightmares, that matchup nightmares that we have. And but they're very talented. They got a lot of kids, a lot of ways that they can beat you. They can beat you inside, outside. They can beat you off the press, fast break. And there's a lot of different ways that they can hurt you. And so when you play a team like that, I mean, you have to be solid. You have to play without making mistakes, and limit the mistakes, and try to be as solid as you can. I think you know, rebounding is going to be big for us. We got to be able to get on the boards and keep them off of it, and then you know, we got to go down and make some shots and execute, especially early. At Pittsburgh, we were struggling early on and got behind, and just were never able to catch up. And so we want to be able to stay in the game and kind of, you know, continue to make it a game as long as we possibly can.
That was the boys' head coach basketball for Fort Scott, Coach De La Torres. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups. You're listening here on ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day, we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Technology, but eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Kanar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care, from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Kanar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. it's easy to take your premiums.
At Lynn.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
And we welcome you back to Fort Scott, where we have ourselves a pretty good matchup between the men's game. You heard it from both coaches. Now it's time. Let's get ready with those starting lineups. Number 2, Chase Curtis. Number 23, Drew Rolfs. Number 24, Gavin Elkamil. Number 32, Marquis English. And number 32, Jarek Butcher for the Purple Dragons. And on the other side, number 2, Jesse Lawrence. Number 4, Jesse Jones. Number 11, Alec Michaud. I like that name. Number 20, Matt Campbell. And number 35, Jordan Hall. Shelby, last time out, the Purple Dragons did what they wanted, but this is 2 different ball clubs. We're looking for a pretty good matchup. As we saw the first one with the girls matchup, this should be a pretty fun one.
I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Beating a team on your own court is one thing, but having the guts and the ability to go to theirs and beat them on another, that is what you want to show, and that will definitely tell the caliber of team that you have. And I think, honestly, this is going to be a lot closer than it was in Pittsburgh. This is going to be a very hard, tight-fought game. You mentioned it with the girls' game. A one-possession game for the majority of it. Final score ended up being 42-38. I think this game could be not that low scoring, obviously. I think both these teams have a lot more firepower in that. But I believe that these two teams have the ability to keep it very, very close.
Well, I tell you what, the key thing is that Gavin Elkamil is back, ladies and gentlemen. He did not play on Friday. The game before that, Tuesday, he went off and had a career-high 34 points. Gavin is back in the lineup. He's not hurt. Well, we don't know if he's not completely hurt anymore, but that's a huge factor because they were one less on the bench without Gavin, and now with him out there, this is going to be a different ball game, I think, for the Purple Dragons. But neither way, we are ready to go. We got Campbell versus Marquis English to tip us off, and we have 8 minutes of excitement here for the first quarter. Let's see who's going to get the tip right off the bat. Campbell wins it, and it's going to go to Gavin Elkamil. Elkamil will go to the other side, and Gavin, just like that, making his name known early, 1-for-1 on the floor.
I foresee this to be a very up-tempo game on both sides.
And now on the other side, it's Alec Michaud. Michaud gets it over to Campbell. Campbell's first shot up and no good, rebounded by Gavin Elkamil. So Elkamil putting his notice in very early. It's an inside pass stolen away by the Tigers. On the right-hand side, it's Jones. Jones puts a move on. Rolfs gets by, gets it to the left side, and up and in goes Jordan Hall. So Hall makes his first basket and his first attempt here for the Tigers.
That's twice the Tigers did that. They drove into the lane on the right side and did a bounce pass to the left baseline for a shot. Second time it went in.
Jarek Butcher on the right side gets it to Gavin Elkamil. Marquis on the inside goes it to Drew Rolfs. Gavin now, he's going to take a deep three. Gavin nowhere close, and that's just shaking the cobwebs off, Shelby, because that's a whole game, almost a whole week off that he's had.
And you can hear the Fort Scott Pep Club here of the students. They were all over Elkamil with that air ball, letting him know about it. But you're right, missing the week off, that's going to be a lot of rust because it doesn't matter how much practice you have, you can't really replicate game time.
Jesse Jones over to Michaud, and now who gets it inside to Campbell. Campbell's got a good matchup against Marquis. Shot is up and no good, rebounded by Drew Rolfs. Rolfs going to take it to the other side to Gavin Elkamil. Elkamil going to slow things down for just a second. Gets it over to Jarek Butcher. And now Rolfs, he's got the basketball. Bit of a double team. Chase Curtis, couple guys in his face now. Rolfs put up the shot, looked like he was going to. Now he's going to get to Marquis, and Marquis' sure shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Chase Curtis. Chase Curtis going to the free throw line.
Dragons trying to work it inside. That's what happened on the turnover. The previous offensive possession, Jarek Butcher tried to get it into English, and it was just a telegraph pass the entire time. This possession, however, they were able to get it inside and send Chase Curtis to the free throw line.
And Curtis puts up the first attempt from the charity stripe. It is good. Must have if you're Chase Curtis, as he's had struggles all season long at that as he misses the second one. And it was rebounded by Matt Campbell. And Campbell gets it to Jesse Lawrence. And now Lawrence, guarded by Gavin Elkamil, go to the right side. Now gets it to Michaud. And Michaud's going to get himself a a screen, and now he's guarded by Marquis. Back to the inside goes Lawrence. Lawrence tries to get something stolen away by Chase Curtis, and now Curtis who's going to bring the ball up court. He's got Jarek Butcher on the right side. Butcher was thinking about shooting the three, didn't do it. Gavin Elkmill, he's going to drive, put up a floater, up and no good, rebounded by Lawrence. So Elkmill, 1 for 3 to start this one, swatted away. Good job by Chase Curtis on the defensive end.
You know, with Elkmill, you want to get him, if you're Coach Rolfs, you want to get him those interior shots, those high percentage shots since he's been out for a week, just to give him a little better chance to regain that stroke quicker.
And so now ball will be inbounded by Campbell. Campbell goes to the left side, finds Jesse Jones. Jones back to Campbell, now over to Michaud. Michaud's got a wide open Lawrence for 3, up and in. So Jesse Lawrence gets his first shot of the night in a big, big way. And you hear the pep club starting to get into it. Jarek Butcher on the right side, thought about a 3, no. Gets it to Marquis. Marquis wants to shoot a 3, he doesn't. He gets inside, puts up, that was a very good shot. No good though, however. Rebounded by Gavin Elkmill, and there's Elkmill, 2 for 4 now.
There's that high percentage shot that I told you about. He was able to get it because he hustled, got the rebound, spun out, and just kissed it off the glass.
So Elkmill, big minutes early. Now here's Campbell on the right side. Guarded by Marquis. He's looking for a backdoor cut by Hall. No good as Marquis steals it. And now Marquis looks for Gavin. Gavin, he's been in a little bit of a woe. Finds Rolfs. Thought Gavin was going to try to do a fadeaway shot. Now Marquis is going to go inside, and that's the strength of the big man.
Beautiful split move right there. Took it one power dribble to get inside the near defender, and then stepped out from the closer defender to the basket and laid it off the glass.
And so now inside is Campbell. Campbell looks cross court to Michaud. Michaud could not hang on to it. Stolen away by Marquis, and down the court is Drew Rolfs. Rolfs had a man on him, and Rolfs puts it in. Hall was all over him, but it does not matter. Rolfs adds to the lead. 9-5, our score, 4:08 on the clock.
It's an interesting juxtaposition of defenses. The Dragons are going man. Tigers are going zone. 3 up and just didn't stay in.
Michaud had a beautiful pass out to Lawrence. Lawrence had a great look as it was a diving body on the floor by Chase Curtis. And now Jarek Butcher, he's going to attempt his first 3 of the night. No good. Rebound stolen by Chase Curtis. And how about that play by Curtis? So just like that, a timeout on the floor. 5-11, our score. Go ahead, Shelby.
You know, we talk about always having a motor running the entire time. You see there, that's why it's important. Chase Curtis, even though the rebound was firmly in a Tiger hand, he went in, was able to get just enough of it to steal it away, and then he had an easy basket as a result.
So a quick 30-second timeout by Coach De La Torres, and I think this is a great call. His team started out good, and it seemed like they had the opportunity, but PHS, that's what they're so good about, is they are an up-tempo team, but they can also slow things down as well.
They're also a very, very long team. Just about any pass that you're going to have is going to be extremely contested, whether it's like right next to you or across the court. Just the wingspan of these Dragons makes it hard to get a whole lot going unless you do a lot of breaking open with some offensive moves off the ball.
So on the floor is CJ Horton. He comes in for Lawrence. Jesse Lawrence, I should say, as the Tigers will now inbound. Michaud gets the basketball. He's trying to get through the press breaker, if you will. Gets by it. Finally, Horton now goes to the right side. He finds Jones. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Marquis English. Almost stolen away by the Tigers. So Marquis, that was his first rebound. Drew Rolfs on the right side has a Chase Curtis wide open on the inside. Trenton Austin, the other big man in there. His shot is blocked. Drew Rolfs for 3. Yes. So Rolfs 2 for 2 now from the field and 1 for 1 from downtown.
Beautiful shot there by Rolfs. Rolfs, a real quick release and a high extension as well.
On the left side, it's Hall who gets it to Michaud. Michaud, guarded by Marquis English. Very interesting matchup. Not sure if it was caused by a pick and roll, but Michaud has it. He's going to get a screen set for him by Nick Lawrence. Shot is up, rebounded by Marquis English. So Marquis adding to his stat total now. Marquis, 2 guys on him, looks to the left side, had Rolfs. Rolfs thought about shooting it. He's going to pump fake, back inside to Marquis. and it was in and out of the hands of Trenton Austin, which was actually swatted by Nick Lawrence.
Just a little late on recognizing the opening there by English. Thankfully, it didn't hurt him too much.
And now Gavin Elkamil will come out. Javon Grant, the freshman, comes in for him. Jesse Lawrence comes back into the game. He comes out. Alex Michaud comes out. Rolfs on the left side. He's going to put up a 3 on the deep corner. And Drew Rolfs, 3 for 3 from the field right now. 2 for 2 for downtown. So Rolfs with 8 points. He's a leading scorer right now. In the backcourt is Jones. Jones tried putting up a pass that was deflected. Caught by Horton. Horton tried to make the deep pass to Lawrence. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Purple Dragon basketball, and it seems that this Tiger team's a little bit out of whack, Shelby.
I think they're trying to do a little too much, trying to bite off this entire deficit in one bite as opposed to just kind of nibbling away at it. And on that deflection from Horton that he recovered, there were a lot of people who were upset that there wasn't a foul call on the Dragons.
Javon Grant to the right side is Marquis English. Rolfs had him with a bit of a move. Crowd wants to travel, not going to get it. Chase Curtis on the inside, showing his strength. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Nick Lawrence. And now Nick Lawrence to the left side. He's going to find Horton. Horton's going to put up a 3, and it's good. So Nick Lawrence with the beautiful assist, and he's going to find Horton for the 3. Down the court come the Purple Dragons. Chase Curtis going to put up another shot. No good. Rebounded by Marquis English. And English is fouled on the floor.
Boy, I tell you, these officials are definitely letting the players play, but it's getting a little bit out of hand right now. It feels just from here. They might want to start tightening up just a little bit. Let the players play, of course,
Absolutely.
But you don't want to have it to where it gets real ugly out there because the players can feel they can do whatever they want.
Subs in and out for both teams. Carter Goldston comes in for the Tigers, as well as Jarek Butcher for the Purple Dragons. Trenton Austin on the left side gets it to Gavin Elkamil. It's a back pass to Drew Rolfs at the hands hot. You keep giving it to him. Drew Rolfs, 4 for 4 now. My goodness, he's got 11.
You know, if this was NBA Jam, he would just be engulfed in flame right now.
Rolfs, who's been struggling as of late, finally catching that spell that he really needed. Here's Jesse Lawrence, guarded by Gavin Elkamil on the right side. Picks up his dribble in a little bit of trouble. Finds Horton. Horton, the leading scorer of this team with 3. Almost got stolen away. Nick Lawrence on the inside. Nick Lawrence puts up his first shot, and it's good.
What a beautiful move by Nick Lawrence. He found a little opening and was able to kiss it off the glass. And the freshman there, Javon Grant, tried to do a little too much and made an errant pass right into the pep club.
So Javon Grant made, again, like you said, an ill-advised pass. No one was there. I think he was throwing to one of the members in the pep club. As it's a turnover, 45 seconds on the clock, 10 to 20 hour score. Pittsburgh up 10. On the right-hand side is Jesse Jones. Jones dribbling, does a little crossover against Trenton Austin. And now Javon Grant guarding the sophomore Carter Goldston. On the inside was a beautiful pass, but nobody home was Nick Lawrence, as Javon Grant saved it. Didn't need to, but he bounced it off of Lawrence's leg, and it's out of bounds. Pittsburgh basketball. Marquis comes out, and Jarek Butcher to inbound.
No, you can't blame Grant there for going after it because you never know when the ball might have been tipped by your player, so you do what you can to keep it alive.
Javon Grant all alone as it's a 2-1-2 defense shown by the Fort Scott Tigers. Grant going to take his time. He's going to make the last shot for the Purple Dragons. Throws a high lobbing pass to Drew Rolfs on the right side. Nobody home. Going to lob it right back to Rolfs. Rolfs looks for the inside. Nothing doing. He finds Gavin Elkamil. Elkamil, 4 seconds. Got to do something. Drives in. Loses the basketball. Ball is still on the ground. And nothing happens, basically. As it's the end of the first quarter. You show a little bit of sportsmanship at the end. 20 to 10 hour score. Pittsburgh has the lead at the end of one. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, we'll have second quarter action. Listen here on ESPN 100.7.
Hi, SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
And we welcome you back here inside of Fort Scott High School. 20-10 our score. The Purple Dragons have the lead. Shelby, it seems like you just got to give it to the, as you will, the hot player of Drew Relfs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When someone is hot, you just keep throwing it to him, and you make him shoot until he's no longer hot. I mean, on the one hand, that could be detrimental to him because then he can feel later on in the game he can just chuck up anything. But at this point, everything seems to be finding the bottom of the basket, so why not just keep going to the well?
Rolfs, your leading scorer here with 11 points. He's perfect from the floor, 4 of 4, 3 of 3 from downtown. Second quarter underway now. Jesse Jones goes to the inside to find Matt Campbell, who gets it back to Jones. Jones has a wide open three, no good, rebounded by Marquis English. And on the other end come the Purple Dragons. Marquis looks for Jarek Butcher, finds him. Who gets it to Chase Curtis, and now Marquis thought about shooting a three. Gets it back, Javon Grant, who barely shoots much, and now Javon Grant is shooting now from downtown, and he converts. So Grant gets his first basket of the night. And on the inside, we have a pass that was stolen away by Javon Grant, but I think he stepped out. Nick Lawrence was trying to get it to him.
And I tell you what, we just barely saw it in the bottom of your screen. Chase Curtis went for a long pass interception, and he missed it just barely, and he went flying into the Dragon bench.
So now 7:23 on the clock. Inbound by Jones, who finds Michaud. Michaud back to Jones. Jones been backing away now, trying to go against Chase Curtis one-on-one. Curtis, they get it over to Jordan Hall now, back to Jones. Jones at the top of the key, immediate double team, then backed away. Gavin Elkamil still guarding him very tight. Matt Campbell on the inside, stolen away by Chase Curtis. Gavin Elkamil's got to be careful of the Wolves steal from behind. Javon Grant, is he feeling it? You betcha, 2 for 2. And a timeout quickly by Coach De La Torre.
You know, what makes that play even more remarkable is the bounce pass by Gavin Elkamil. It wasn't a safe bounce pass. He bounced in between two Tiger defenders in front of one of them who was running to a defensive position to get it to Grant, and Grant just took it and drained it.
So Shelby, 5 of 6 from downtown for the Purple Dragons, and on the other side, just 2 of 3 for the Tigers. So it seems like, you know, the Tigers are doing a good job. They just got to quit turning the ball over.
Oh, they're very efficient, but you are right. They're trying to do too much, and they're losing composure a little bit, and the ball's slipping out of their hands.
So big minutes right now by the freshman Javon Grant stepping in, making some baskets, and you look at the PHS team as they call out who they are wanting to guard. And inbounding is Jesse Jones. He will get it to Alec Michaud. And so Michaud, who was pressured instantly at the half court, got it away to the right side of Jordan Hall, back to Michaud. Now back to Jordan Hall on the right side. Hall guarded by his other opposite of 35, and Jarek Butcher. Pep Club getting into it a little bit. On the inside was Lawrence, who had it stolen away by Chase Curtis, who got it stolen right back by Lawrence. And on the inside in the and one is Matt Campbell. Campbell with a big opportunity right there.
That was beautiful ball movement once the Tigers had it under control. An excellent bounce pass from Jesse Jones to set up that and one opportunity.
And so it was a big call, as now wasn't sure who got the foul was called on, but regardless, Matt Campbell's at the free throw line. This is the Tigers' first attempt at the charity stripe. Jones, shot goes up and just gets that favor roll as he now has 5 on the night. Javon Grant on the right side. He is hot right now. Him and Drew Rolfs, but Rolfs is out. Gavin Elkamil at the top. Gets it to Jarek Butcher over on the left side. Butcher finds Chase Curtis inside the key, who's got a wide open Butcher on the left side. 3 is up, and the first 3 no good. And Curtis, who got the rebound, gets fouled. So Curtis goes back to the free throw line, and he is fouled by Matt Campbell. That's Campbell's first.
Head coach Jeff De La Torre is very upset with Campbell there because it was an ill-advised foul there. There was no one to box out. It was an easy rebound for Curtis, and then when he went up, took the foul, went to the stripe.
So Curtis gets both free throws to go in. He's got 3 points tonight for the Purple Dragons. And now Lawrence A little bit of pressure applied. Half court. Throws it away. He was looking for Jones, but could not get him. And so now 28-13 our score. Purple Dragons up 15 with 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Boy, we're flying by, Shelby. This has been a quick matchup that's barely having any dead time. English on the inside, loses the basketball, just triple teamed. I don't know how Chase Curtis got it. Gavin Elkamil's dying for the basketball on the outside, and it's just a three-point barrage as Gavin Elkamil joins the club.
Well, you know, this Dragon team is kind of taking the offense set up by Coach Mike D'Antonio from the NBA. You either shoot a three or you drive it in the lane for those high percentage shots.
On the right side is Jesse Jones, who kicks it to Alex Michaud. And Michaud looks immediately inside. It's a give and go, and just a beautiful give and go. Jordan Hall at himself another basket. He's 2 for 2. He's got 4.
Oh, that was fantastic basketball there by the Tigers. They had a couple players who had good shots. They made one pump fake to get the Dragons out of position, made an extra shot, and eventually led to that easy basket.
Gavin Elkamil thought about an NBA range right there as he looks for Javon Grant. Stolen away by Jordan Hall. Hall looking to go coast to coast. Gets into Jarek Butcher. Swatted by Chase Curtis. Rebounded by Gavin Elkamil. And I tell you, Coach De La Torre is not happy. Marquis English on the inside, you betcha. Marquis 2 for 4 now.
Got a beautiful feed from Grant. Grant went up like he was going to do a layup, and then he switched it to his left hand real quick to do the handoff to English.
3-point shot up and good by Jesse Jones. And finally, Jones gets a shot converted for him as he's now 1 for 2 from the three land.
That was beautiful. That no sooner left his hand than it was falling to the floor good.
Elkamil at the free throw line, gets it to Jarek Butcher. Butcher shoots a three up and no good. So Butcher's woes continue as he's 0 for 2. On the left-hand side of your dial here, Lawrence gets it over to Matt Campbell. Campbell looks inside to Michaud, the smallest guy in the paint, finds a wide open Jordan Hall, and Coach Ross says, I've seen enough, let's call a timeout.
You know, you mentioned it when Coach De La Torre called a timeout. It stopped the momentum just a little bit, and it allowed his team to start clawing back, and here they are. They're only down 13. I mean, this is what we expected from both of these squads. The high offense, good defense, and be able to put up a lot of points very quickly.
And Shelby, the question is when do you see Drew Rolfs come back on the court? He has been the player to watch right now. If you're Pittsburgh, haven't seen him in the second quarter yet just because of how fast the pace has been going.
You know, it could be one of those things where he's setting down just to get Gavin Elkamil some more time to get back into it. Plus, Elkamil has been doing pretty well himself. So has Javon Grant. I mean, the only one you could possibly consider taking out for him would be Butcher. But do you really want to do that? Because Butcher's got a lot of size. He can bang around on the inside if you need to.
So Rolfs is back in. He will come in for Butcher. Rolfs is open way on this corner over here. Nobody saw him. Elkamil gets through the press, goes inside to Trenton Austin. That's just good ball movement. The big guy inside gets a basket.
Nice post move. Pick it up, spin to the outside, use your outside hand, lay it off the glass.
Marquis English on the dish. Jesse Lawrence, guarded by Gavin Elkamil, gets it to Michaud. Michaud, guarded all heavily by Javon Grant. Jordan Hall, who's had himself a good game, got a lot of hand in his face, gets it to Michaud on the inside. And I don't know how the little guy keeps finding himself in the paint, but he does. Marquis English with a great block, however, called a foul. And so now Matt Campbell will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, you keep talking about the small man inside the lane. That's very simple, Avi. When you're the smallest man on the court, you can disappear under people, and that's how you find yourself inside the lane.
And I don't know how he keeps doing it because of the three-headed monster in Austin Curtis and Marquis. But first free throw up and no good by Matt Campbell. Campbell now 1 for 2 from the free throw line. No substitutions by either team. 3:20 on the clock, 35-20. And right when I say that, Shelby, two guys step up and want to come in. And that's exactly what's going to happen, as it is Nick Lawrence and C.J. Horton. So 6 points now for Matt Campbell. As Coach Rolfs yelling out the offensive play, Javon Grant slowly taking his time up the court. goes to Gavin Elkamil. Grant could not hang on to it. Stolen away by Jesse Jones. Jones with a beautiful spin move, and the bucket counts.
That is transition offense at its finest by one person.
Absolutely phenomenal. Javon Grant now has it. Looks for Rolfs. Trenton Austin on the inside. Marquis double team. Does not matter. Marquis puts it in.
Marquis English's size right there, being how tall he is what made that an easy basket, even though he was double teamed.
Marquis with 6 points now for the Purple Dragons. Here's Jesse Jones. Jones puts a beautiful move on the freshman Javon Grant. Jesse Lawrence on the left side, guarded heavily, finally gets it away, gets it to C.J. Horton. Horton looking for the give and go, nobody there. Finally finds back Jesse Lawrence. Lawrence at the top of the key. Wanted to make a move, now he's going to bring it back. They're going to run the offense. Jesse Jones. Which Jesse's going to get the ball, Shelby? It's a Jesse thing. Back to Jesse Lawrence. I'm confusing myself with the amount of Jesse's. Shot up by Jesse Lawrence, and it's no good. Rebounded by Trenton Austin.
You know, if we were in Coffeyville, I'd make a Jesse James joke, but we're in Fort Scott, so I can't.
Marquis English on the inside, and Marquis, this is what happens when teams face this guy. They cannot stop him once he gets on a rhythm like that on the inside. Back to Lawrence. He gets it over to Jesse Jones, and Jones is guarded heavily with the hip on is Javon Grant. Javon gets called for the foul. Grant can't believe it. That's his first foul.
You know, playing up tight is good. It does disrupt the offense. However, it's one of those things where you can't get too close and do that. Otherwise, you will get called for the foul.
And so the scorers table wants to talk to the referee here. They're going to get a official decision here. And so it's going to be on Javon Grant, like I mentioned. So they just wanted to make sure who it was on, as Jarek Butcher and Chase Curtis come in for the Purple Dragons. And in came Nick Lawrence for Jesse. So we'll have to confuse myself this time. Shelby is only one Jesse's out on the floor, and that's Jesse Jones. He's got the basketball. Looks over to Nick Lawrence on the right side. Lawrence gets it up back to the middle of C.J. Horton. Horton makes a move, goes by two defenders, finds an inside pass, a beautiful pass to Jordan Hall. Hall shot up and blocked, rebounded by Chase Curtis. And Marquis on the other end, bounces in, bounces out, rebounded by Trenton Austin, who goes up and swatted away. It's just chaos on the inside.
You know, the score is somewhat lopsided, but the interior defense by both sides is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Blocks on both ends. They're not giving up easy baskets for the most part. They're fighting for rebounds. That's what you definitely want to see if you're either coach underneath the glass.
So Trenton Austin, this will be his first time at the free throw line tonight. Gets two dribbles, puts the ball in the hoop. 1 for 1 for Trenton. That's his third point of the night. Chase Curtis looks over to Coach Ross, wants to make sure what the play call is, if a made basket by Austin here. Austin up and no good this time. And here's the pressure applied by PHS. It's a quarterback throw. Deep ball by Jesse Jones to C.J. Horton. Horton over to the left side. Nick Lawrence has it. Back to Horton. Horton puts up a three. Tough shot. No good. It's just a swatted ball. I don't know if Jarek Butcher's going to come up with it. He does not. It's going to be a jump ball, so it's going to be Pittsburg basketball. That's great effort by both teams.
It is, and I'm going to compliment the Tigers right there. That was a perfect press break. They found the open person down court, they threw it to him, and then they were able to quickly get back and forth. C.J. Horton had a great look. It was just a little strong, hit off the back iron and no good.
And I think the most important thing was Horton swatted the ball back after the shot, so there wasn't an easy rebound. Chase Curtis into inbound. He will get it to Jarek Butcher. There's no pressure applied. 1 minute on the clock exactly. Butcher calling out the play like the captain on the field. Marquis on the left side. Left wing again. Marquis they're looking for Curtis. He is hungry down low. Rolfs haven't called his name much the second quarter. Gives to Trenton Austin on the inside. Austin, big power move. How about Trenton Austin? I told you, Shelby, it's hard to cover this three-headed monster.
You know, you don't see post moves like that much anymore, but Austin just seems to have them fine-tuned.
On the right side, Jesse Jones. Got double team, found Nick Lawrence wide open on the inside. Lawrence goes in against Chase Curtis. puts up a shot, no good, rebounded by Trenton Austin. Wide open down the court is Marquis English, coast to coast, swatted away. Marquis, shot was no good. Trenton Austin, on the other hand, got the rebound and put up the shot.
I think English tried to showboat and actually have a dunk there, and so he had his shot blocked.
Big play here. 3 seconds on the clock. 2. Jones puts up the shot. It's good if it goes in, and it does. Jesse Jones. Wow. What a way to end the first half.
You know, on the scoreboard, it only says 3, but if you think about that as a team, that could be a 10-point shot right there, being able to put up a hard shot like that, contested, and just right at going into halftime. That was a beautiful, beautiful shot.
44-26 our score. An unbelievable way to end the first half. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we should have some halftime stats for you. You're listening here on ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB. Member FDIC.
Let's go back live courtside.
And we welcome you back to Fort Scott High School. 44-26 our score. A very, like Shelby has mentioned a couple times now, it seems like this game's a lot closer than you'd think. And it was a big 3 to end the first half by Jesse Jones to cut the lead down by 3. Let's quickly go through some stats here. Jesse Lawrence, the senior, has 3 points. He's 1 of 2 from the floor. Jesse Jones, he has 6 points, 2 of 3 from downtown, 3 of 5. Nick Lawrence, he's got 2 points. Alex Michaud have not put up a shot yet. Matt Campbell, he's got 6 points, 2 of 3 from downtown. CJ Horton, he's got 3 points, 1 of 2 from downtown. And Jordan Hall, 3 for 5 down low. The big man's got 6 points. On the other side for Pittsburgh, Chase Curtis has got 3 points only from the free throw line, but he's got 3 boards. Drew Relfs, the hot hand, has not missed a shot tonight. He is 4 for 4 with 3 of those 3 being downtown. He's got 11 points. Javon Grant has not missed a three-pointer yet. He's 2 for 2 with 6 points. Gavin Elkamil, the return of Elkamil, 3 for 5. Bit of a struggle at first, starting to figure things out, though. He's got 7 points. Marquis English, it's been a on and off first half for Marquis, if you will. 4 of 8 so far, and he's got 8 points. And then Trenton Austin, big rebound so far. He's got 4 rebounds, but 7 points. Shelby, what's been the difference maker?
3-pointers, honestly. If you think about it, Fort Scott has made 4 compared to the 6+ made by the Dragons. I mean, that's 18 points minimum, to 12 points. That's a 6-point difference. Those right there will quickly pull you away and make a huge deficit for any team or a huge lead for any team. Now, you mentioned Jurol's 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. I don't think you can reasonably expect that that's going to continue in the second half, but you can, I think, expect that this general clip that the Dragons are making their three-pointers will continue. And so the next thing then is, how do you, as Coach De La Torre, combat this? Because then you look at the inside where you have Austin, you have Marquis English. Those guys can score on the inside as well. So it makes it very, very difficult in figuring out how to plan and what you want to give up against this Dragon team.
Well, I love the fact that you brought up the inside game, Shelby. It's been the difference maker. But that's what happens when you run that 2-3 zone. It causes so much clutter because if one skip pass changes the dynamic of everything, because everybody is off sync, they have to readjust, and by you doing that, it makes everybody a little bit of a clutter, and that's why open shots have been happening. But on the other end, for Fort Scott, all you got to do is drive the basketball right now, which sounds absolutely crazy when you're playing a Pittsburgh team like this. But Fort Scott's driving inside, and then what happens is that defense collapses. That leads the open pass. They just got to execute.
You're absolutely right. This Dragon team does a really good job on closing in the lane to give that interior help, but it exposes them. And if the Tigers can make 2 or 3 really quick passes after that drive, we've seen it. They've been able to score on it. Not always inside the paint, but they've been able to make some decent mid-range jumpers, a 3, and then some also inside the paint. They just have to be able to find the person and get around those long arms of the Dragon defense.
And the other thing is they need to shoot, Shelb. They're turning the ball over a little bit too many times, but Marquis English has shot 8 times. There's not one player close to Marquis on the Fort Scott Tigers side because 5 is the maximum by Jordan Hall. And so if you're the Tigers, you want to keep that momentum going. You end it on a high note. You're down by 18 is definitely not over. Anything can happen in situations like this. But if you're PHS, you don't, like you mentioned, yes, you got the high hand. You don't necessarily need to take the what the word I'm looking for here, heat check. The heat check, if you will. You don't necessarily need to find those shots, but just keep that offense going. Keep the rhythm smooth and make sure you find the necessary shot that goes up.
Absolutely. It's all about making, maybe not necessarily the extra pass, but the smart pass for the best shot that you guys can come up with on either side is where they're at this point. I think both of these teams can go on a run to make this either a game in Fort Scott's case or make it very difficult to come back in Pittsburgh's case. But again, I go back to what I said at the beginning of this game. I don't want to rule out the home court advantage. It's one thing to do a blowout on your own home court, but when you have to go to someone else's, there's just a little bit extra fire and a little bit extra pride to play hard in front of your own crowd that I think is going to lend itself to the Tigers a little bit more in this second half.
Well, the Purple Dragons are up 18. They have a chance to extend their lead in the SEK Conference, and doing so would have to mean 16 more minutes, Shelby, by this very, very talented team. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll go over a couple quick things, and then we'll be back for third quarter action. You're listening here on ESPN 100.7.
Bittner Motors is proud to announce that it is now Pittsburgh's new dealer for the Hustler line of zero-turn lawnmowers. Hustler has manufactured its trademark yellow mower for over 50 years, with each mower being built right here in the U.S. Hustler combines the innovative American spirit with a do-it-right work ethic to produce the best line of zero-turn mowers on the market. Call Mike Bittner at 620-232-1530 or stop by today at 1018 North Broadway in Pittsburgh to check out the Hustler line of zero-turn mowers. Hustler Mowers, made in America at Bittner Motors, Pittsburgh.
If you are injured in an accident or on the job, it is vitally important that you hire the right attorney. Before choosing an attorney, you should make sure they have the resources to fight large corporations or insurance companies. Your attorney should have extensive trial court experience and a track record of success. The Spigarelli Law Firm, with offices in Pittsburgh and Coffeyville, has the experience, resources, and reputation to provide the quality representation your claim deserves. deserves. Fred Spigarelli has received the top rating from his peers with the Martindale-Hubbell Independent Rating System. His firm has the resources to hire the experts and physicians needed to properly present your claim. The Spigarelli Law Firm has successfully tried cases for over 40 years and taken numerous cases all the way to the Supreme Court. Call the Spigarelli Law Firm today at 877-409-7931 or visit their website at spigarelli-law.com. You can also find them fast in names and numbers. Be sure to get reliable information when you choose an attorney to represent you.
When the lights come up on Friday and Saturday nights at high schools and colleges across the region, it's often on a field built by Crossland Construction. Many Crossland employees played on those fields and were educated in the schools that are thriving parts of our communities today. Crossland is a proud supporter of area athletics and urges you to be a part of your local school community. Many of the athletes playing today may help Crossland build across our region in the future. Check out career opportunities at crossland.com. Crossland Construction, build you.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
And we welcome you back to ESPN 100.7 high school basketball inside of Fort Scott. A beautiful town here, 44-26. Our score just about 30 seconds away from the third quarter happening. And Shelby, we talked about it, 16 more minutes here, and these two might not see each other again this season. But I tell you what, it's been a pretty good matchup so far.
Oh, extremely entertaining. Exactly what we expected coming into it. I expected, honestly, to be a little bit closer, but, you know, there's plenty of game left. That closeness can still happen.
And I tell you, I think the key thing that we've seen both in the girls and the men's game is when momentum is really on someone's spot. Man, I cannot speak today, Shelby. When momentum is on someone's side, a quick timeout changes all of that. And we've seen that very, very well by both coaches, Coach Rolfe and Coach De La Torres, doing a great job of controlling momentum.
Momentum is like a pendulum and a fickle woman. It swings one way and another.
So Jesse and Jesse back out on the floor. Jesse Lawrence, he will get it to Alec Michaud. He's got Jesse Jones, Matt Campbell, and Jordan Hall out there with him. Jarek Butcher, Gavin Elkamil, Drew Rolfe, Chase Curtis, and Marquis English out there. And the shot is up by Jordan Hall. Hall's shot is no good, but however, he was fouled, so he's going to the free throw line. See who they're going to call this on. It's going to be on Chase Curtis. That's his first personal foul of the game. That's the team's first. And so at the free throw line is Jordan Hall. Hall converts for his first one. So Jordan Hall, 7 points so far. Let's see if he can make it 8. Dribbles it twice. Gets a good spin on it. Good roll there for him, as he's now 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Jarek Butcher on the right side, double team. Marquis English, he's inside one-on-one. Wanted that matchup, couldn't do anything with it. Drew Rolfe thought about the three, no good. Marquis power dribble, absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And a big foul too. So Marquis has a chance to get another basket, another point, excuse me.
You know, we talk about the post moves that Austin has. Those are traditional post moves. The post move you just saw there is a modern post move. Those Euro steps, the power jumps.
And free throw by Marquis, no good. Tipped by Drew Rolfe, and then Marquis gets it back. Marquis had a chance for that one, no good, and it's just a swat ball going around. Finally, the Purple Dragons get it. Gavin Elkamil going way downtown. Curtis tried getting it, and Curtis is fouled. So we're going to see what they call this. So they're going to call it on Jordan Hall, his second foul. So it's still Pittsburgh basketball, up 18. Curtis on the inside, thought about going through two defenders, couldn't do so. Marquis doubled heavily on the top of the key. Jarek Butcher on the left side, finds Chase Curtis, the give and go. Butcher actually had a shot, didn't want it. Gavin Elkamil with the smart pass inside Marquis English. 6 for 10. It's Marquis. So now a bit of a pressure applied by PHS. Jesse Jones on the right side picks up his dribble, finds a lob pass to Jesse Lawrence, and then an inside pass. And Shelby, we talked about it. Matt Campbell with the extra pass now. He's going to the free throw line.
The extra passes force defenses to get themselves out of position, and it puts you in situations like this to where you can go to the line, to shoot two and gain a couple uncontested points.
Fouls on Chase Curtis, his second. Matt Campbell to the free throw line, 3 for 4 right now, 7 points. No substitutions yet. 6:54 on the clock, 48-29. Trying to cut it down to an 18-point game, not doing so. Jarek Butcher, rebound. He's going to go the other way. Finds Gavin Elkamil. Elkamil wants to drive inside, swatted away. That was a manly swat right there. Drew Rolfs, deep three. He's hot, not hot enough as he misses that one. So Rolfs, 4 for 5 now. Inside is Lawrence. Lawrence's shot, no good. Rebounded by Rolfs. Rolfs adds his second. Jarek Butcher, it's just a fast-paced game. Jarek Butcher going to the free throw line.
There's the up-tempo offenses from both sides that I was talking about to start the game and what I expected. Both teams want to get out and run. They get that ball, they're immediately looking up, and they have one, maybe two streakers so they can have options as they drive to the opposite basket.
Well, they went so fast that I couldn't even keep up with my stat sheet. That's how, well, actually, that's not too fast because I can't keep up that well. But anyways, Jarek Butcher, the free throw line. First free throw is up and good. Butcher gets his first point of the night. Again, no substitutions. 6:27 on the clock, excuse me. Butcher gets a good spin, right foot in front of the left one, and he goes 2 for 2. Big free throws. No matter what you are, Shelby, always got to take care of those free points.
It could be the difference between winning and losing, and it's not even close sometimes.
Jones directing traffic, finds Michaud. Michaud goes past Elkamil, and there's that extra pass. But this is what Chase Curtis is so good about. He took the charge. He's done that many, many times, and that foul is going on Campbell.
You know, taking a charge, you can practice it, but it's something of an art form in my opinion, because it doesn't matter how many times you practice it. Having someone come at you at game speed and just knowing, hey, I got to stand here and take all this force, that takes a lot of courage and a lot of practice and a lot of guts.
Well, that's Campbell's third, so he's not happy with it, but he's got to sit on the bench. So Lawrence comes in for him. Marquis English, how about 7 for 11 for the big man?
The thing with English is not only is he scoring inside, but he knows that eventually he could step outside and add to that point total.
Jesse Lawrence hands it over to Jesse Jones. The Jesse combo goes for that one as Jones is now 4 for 6. He's got 8. Jarek Butcher immediately down the court. Gavin Elkamil, inside pass. It's Marquis. He is on fire. Marquis English cannot be stopped on the inside. Jesse Lawrence coming up nice and slowly. Man-to-man defense is the Purple Dragons. Lawrence trying to make a little shimmy move. Nothing doing. Jesse Jones guarded heavily by Ross. That's a beautiful crossover. Hand in the face. How in the world did Jesse Jones make that shot?
Shooter. He's a great shooter move with that crossover, gave him the space that he needed to bury the basket.
Meanwhile, on the other end, Drew Rolfs goes up for a shot. He's fouled, and they're going to call that on Nick Lawrence, his first foul of the night, team's 5th. So Rolfs will have his first attempt at the free throw line tonight. He was the leading scorer until Marquis went off this half. Rolfs' first free throw up and in. And Gavin Elkamil will come out and thus have the three-headed monster, Shelby. Trenton Austin, Chase Curtis, and Marquis English. Rolfs dribbles the ball twice, gets a good spin on the ball. Second free throw up and in. Rolfs has got 13. So now here is Jesse Lawrence. Dribbling with his right hand, goes to the left side to find the other Jesse, and Jesse Jones. Jones in front of the Pep Club, now comes back to Nick Lawrence. Over to in the middle of Alec Michaud. Jesse Lawrence drives past Marquis, wide open Nick Lawrence. Lawrence didn't want it, he drives on the inside, beautiful move, but how about an even better move by Jarek Butcher to steal it away. Trenton Austin, here comes Drew Rolfs. Rolfs lobbed it up, Marquis, no. I don't know who got that one, I think they're gonna go with Trenton Austin. He is 4 of 6. Marquis 8 for 13. And I tell you what, Coach De La Torre wanted to travel, didn't get it. But on the end is Jesse Lawrence. So fast-paced tempo going around right now. Marquis wide open for 3, you betcha.
Right there, it's what I told you. They played off of him, respected his interior play, and he was able to bury the three.
And so now Lawrence puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Nick Lawrence. Jesse Jones with the rebound. Jones, he's going to shoot up a three. It just rolls out. Lawrence fighting hard for it, but Curtis comes up with the rebound. Chase Curtis to Jarek Butcher on the right side. And Drew Rolfs for three. It's no good. Rebounded by Jordan Hall, who gets it stolen away by Chase Curtis. So Curtis gets the basket after all that chaos. Rolfs, 4 of 6 now. And you hear the yelling by Coach De La Torre. Wanted to change up the play call. Stolen away by Chase Curtis. He's going up for the slam, and he puts it in. And just like that, a timeout for the Fort Scott Tigers. 65-35, the biggest lead of the game. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, we'll be back for some more third quarter action. You're listening here on ESPN 100.7.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me as a Kansas City Chief, but I'm also a proud graduate of Pittsburg State University. Pittsburg State offers more than 200 degree programs, small class sizes, and tuition so affordable, it earned Pittsburg State a top 10 ranking on Washington Monthly's Collegiate Best Bang for Your Buck list. But don't take my word for it. Visit Pittsburg State and see why there's nothing like being a gorilla. Learn more at pittstate.edu/BA-gorilla.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
Well, Shelby, it's been a third quarter to forget if you are the Fort Scott Tigers, but it's one to remember if you're Marquis English. 9 for 14 in the games, and he has had a monster day, 18 points.
You know, I mean, he really is the heart and soul of this Dragon team. How he goes, it just seems to me how they go. I mean, now this is not to say he is the only person on this Dragon team who can score, but it definitely is one of those things where the better he does, the better this team does.
You know, we talked to Coach Rolfs before the game, and it was a very cool interview how he talked about Marquis sitting out on senior night and letting others get the opportunity to start. And that was a special and cool moment. Coach Rolfs was very proud of his senior. And Marquis, just a tremendous athlete, player, and a guy you want on your team. Just hats off to the kid.
And you look at that off the court, you can see it on the court as well, because these Dragons, and especially English, are willing to give up, like for sure, points scored by them for a better shot and just by giving up the pass.
Wasting no time is the Tigers, and a late foul. Man, I thought that was going to keep going. C.J. Horton had a good look, but it was fouled by Trenton Austin. And that's Austin's first foul of the night. And so now C.J. Horton, who's been a big factor off the bench, he's a bit of a big guy, puts up his first free throw, and it's good. Horton has 4 points, and I mentioned it, he is a 6'4" sophomore. So that he's going to be pretty important to have on the team for next year and the years to come. Second free throw up and no good, rebounded by Trenton Austin. Austin got his 5th board of the night. He's trying to get a dub-dub. He's got 7 and 5. Gavin Elkmill, beautiful move on Jesse Jones, nothing doing. As he goes inside to Trenton Austin. Austin goes right back out to Rolfs. Rolfs looks inside to Austin, who finds Javon Grant on the right side. Bad Gavin Elkmill, almost Isaac Leverins is in the game for the first time. He thought he was going to get the basketball. Not so fast. Javon Grant, left side, lobs it up to Drew Rolfs. Scary pass, almost got taken away as Trenton Austin, who's very comfortable with his shot as of late, gets another basket. So Trenton Austin, he's got 11.
You know, Austin right there did something that I'm surprised more shooters don't. The glass is there. Use it from any point on the floor. He did successfully.
And just a rimmed out shot for Matt Campbell. Trenton Austin with the board. Down the court come the Purple Dragons. Javon Grant's got it, and he just says, hey, let's run the offense. Grant, left side to Gavin Elkmill. Elkmill says, let's run my offense, where he shoots a 3. Leverins tries putting up a rebound, could not get it. It's going to be rebounded by Horton. And so Elkmill, bit of a whoa now. 1 of 3 from downtown. And now Horton
had the ball stolen away by Leverance. Good defensive play by Leverance. Elkamil inside. Look out. Trenton Austin up and in. And Austin landed very awkwardly. And I tell you, he is such a strong kid. He will shake this one off and he'll keep going.
He went up and midway through his jump, I think he decided not to dunk it and just lay it off the backboard, and in so doing it put him off balance and he landed and kind of rolled his ankle a bit.
13 points for Austin. He's still out there. Ross will come out. First time Alex Kafka, the senior, steps in. Kafka had a good start to his senior night on Friday against Chanute as he had 4 points and 3 rebounds. Jesse Jones to the right side. He's got a wide open man, and C.J. Horton shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Lawrence. I tell you, Jesse Jones. Jones does not give up. It's impressive. Nick Lawrence on the left side. He's all alone. Tries to find someone. He found someone in purple, and that's Gavin Elkamil. Not what you wanted. Elkamil thinking about going coast to coast. He's not going to do so. Trenton Austin again. 7 for 9 is the big man. So everyone is getting the basketball inside for the Purple Dragons.
You know, that's what you want to do offensively, get those high percentage shots inside.
Foul on the play. It's going to be against Javon Grant.
You know, credit these Tigers. At this point, the score is looking pretty bad, but they are still out there playing with heart, with hustle. They're doing all they can.
You want to talk about hustle? How about Isaac Leverance? Alex Kafka, he's going to go up and in. So Kafka wants him some, and he gets it. Man, I tell you, that was something else by Alex Kafka. We don't call his name much, but when he gets in, he makes his time shine.
What body control by Kafka there. He went up, drew the contact, and was able to adjust just enough to kiss the glass and have it fall through.
So Kafka, Curtis comes in for Gavin Elkamil. And we're going to have a plethora of subs here for the Tigers. It's going to be Lawrence, Michaud, Hall, and Matt Campbell. So the only guy staying on the court is Jesse Jones. And I believe that free throw went in, yes. So Kafka's got 3 points. Everybody on the Purple Dragons doing everything they can to get on the board. Jones, he's going to go against Javon Grant, Susie Krotz, half court. And here is Jesse Lawrence. He's going to get a 3, and it's up and good. So Lawrence answers right back. And inside is Chase Curtis. Curtis, 4 of 7 now. He's got 11.
It's a banner of pride these Dragons have to end up in double digits in scoring.
And now Jesse Lawrence going to slow things down. He's got 15 seconds on the clock. He's going to be a last shot of the quarter here. Gets a screen, good screen, goes by 2 defenders, loses the ball. Isaac Leverance playing great defense. Michaud puts up a shot, no good. Trenton Austin going with the heave, it's no good. And Austin just shrugs his shoulders and said, hey, I tried. But that is the end of 3. Interesting outcome in that third quarter as the Purple Dragons lead it 76-39. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll come back with the fourth quarter action here on ESPN 100.7.
What does it take to have a truly positive reputation? At Vogel Heating and Cooling, we know reputation is earned by consistent performance, by serving our customers' best interest, by providing top-quality, energy-efficient ream equipment and service for Southeast Kansas homeowners. Vogel Heating and Cooling is a Ream Factory authorized dealer and has been serving the area for over 20 years. Turn to the experts. Turn to Vogel Heating and Cooling.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
Boy, I tell you what, Shelby, this song right here just never gets old. You hear it at PHS, you hear it at Pittsburg State, now we're hearing it at Fort Scott. You don't want to go to war with whatever team it is. And right now, I tell you what, the Purple Dragons want to go to war with whoever as they're up 76-39.
They feel like they could take on the world and win at this point.
Marquis out on the floor for the Purple Dragons. Kafka, Isaac Leverance, Javon Grant, and Curtis will join him. So fourth quarter underway. Kafka on the right-hand side, guarded by Michaud. Inside now is Curtis.
who was looking for the no-look pass. He actually found Marquis on the left wing, and Marquis dribbles it back up to the top and says, hey, let's set it up. Isaac Leverins, top of the key. Immediate look pass goes to Javon Grant. Kafka thought about the three, and you saw the move by Kafka. Curtis, as soon as he gets double-teamed, he looks for the inside to Marquis English. Up and no good. Rebounded by Jesse Lawrence.
A little too quick on the trigger was English there.
So Marquis adds another one, 9 for 15 on the floor. Curtis with the rebound, and it was Matt Campbell who's going to put up the shot. No good, and Campbell's now going to get his 4th foul.
You know, I need to clarify something that I said at the end of the third quarter. It's a badge of honor for these Dragons to score in double digits, but not just for the player who scores, but for the team themselves, because they look at it as a fashion to where they've done enough to where their teammates can score that much.
So it's going to be a 1-and-1, and interesting here, we had a substitution. It was Chase Curtis who was getting taken out by Dalton Gromer, but it can't happen because of the 1-and-1. Curtis got fouled. He's going to the free throw line. Brett Wiemers, however, was able to come in. Wiemers' first time on the floor as he came out for Marquis. So the shot is no good. Rebounded by Alex Kafka. Kafka gets it over to Wiemers. Wiemers thought about it. He's going to go back to Kafka on cross side. Kafka goes inside to Leverins. Leverins says, hey, I'll put it up. Everyone else is making one. Why can't I? But shot is no good. Rebounded by Jesse Lawrence. On the other end is Michaud. Michaud thought about the three. No, he hands it over to the left side and to his teammate Jordan Hall. Back to Michaud. Michaud puts a move on Wiemers. Wiemers putting all the defense he can, and it's a shot by Jesse Lawrence. Up and no good. Wiemers, I don't know how he came up with that rebound, but he did. And it's a stolen away. And the three-pointer up and good by Jesse Jones. So Jones, 3 of 4 from downtown, as I believe that was Wiemers who put up his first shot of the night. It's no good. Back and forth we go. Inside Hall. Yes, sir. 4 of 6 for Jordan Hall now. He's got 10 points.
And again, you're going with the up-tempo offense on both sides, but looking at Jesse Jones for the Tigers, he has been able to shoot and make just about anything that he's put up.
So it's just a timeout to just sub people in, as Dalton Gromer was waiting on Chase Curtis to come out, but Curtis couldn't make a shot. So curtain call for almost all the starters, as now new faces come in for the Tigers, as we have Carter Goldston in, we have Luke Martin, Nick Lawrence, it looks like Alec Michaud, and CJ Horton. Javon Grant, Alex Kafka, Brett Wiemers, Isaac Leverins, and Dalton Gromer for the Purple Dragons. Kafka guarded heavily on the right side, gets it to the Dalton Gromer, who just came in. Gromer looks for someone to get open. Nobody's getting open. Kafka finally gets open. Kafka's going to put up a tough shot. Gets just double-teamed inside. Kafka's going to the free throw line. Let's see who they call it on.
You know, looking at the subs that come in, it's a class move on Coach Rawls' side, because he realizes that there's no point letting his starters keep playing and running this up. It's no fun for anyone. And then on the flip side for the Tigers, you got Coach De La Torre getting his rotational reserves and getting some really high-value minutes. Yeah, the score may be what it is, but it's also high-intensity minutes.
So Kafka goes 2 for 2 right now at the free throw line. He's got 4 points, and in comes Jarrett Shoemaker. He will come in for Alec Michaud, and it looks like Michaud's night is done. But as you mentioned it, Shelby, it's very good to get these guys in for repetition. Get ready to face the big outcome, because, hey, this could be you out on the court your senior year. Kafka, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He's got 5. Nick Lawrence guarded by Isaac Leverins, stolen away by Javon Grant. No one's catching this speed demon. He's gone. The beautiful move by Javon Grant. It's no good as he tries to make a silly bounce pass, but Grant, that's his first miss now. Got his own rebound.
I don't think Grant has confidence in his left-handed layup, because he had an easy left-hand layup, but instead he went to try and do the reverse with his right hand and just stuffed it under the rim.
Grant has done that all season long. Alex Kafka, three-pointer, up and no good. Rebounded by Grant, the littlest guy on the court, showing the heart and the desire. Gotta love it.
Marcus Stroman, height don't manage heart.
So Grant, 2 boards now. Isaac Leverins at 3. He thought about it, and he's looking for Dalton Gromer. Brett Wiemers, oh, yeah, there it was. I was waiting for the call. Traveling. And another plethora of subs for the Tigers. It's going to be Nick King, Drew Rhodes, and not sure if I was able to get the last guy in there, Jarrett Shoemaker. So here is Nick King, who's stolen away by Brett Weimers. Here comes Javon Grant, and you said it best, Shelby. Goes to that right side, favors it. Rebounded by Dalton Gromer. Gromer puts up the shot, no good. And quickly down the court come the Tigers, and it's a foul on Kafka. Kafka not happy with that one. And the referee going to make sure he cools off because he swatted his hand saying that was a terrible call. That's going to put up Nick King to the free throw line.
Anytime you leave your feet as a defender to contest a shot, it is very, very difficult to do that in a fashion where you don't get called for a foul.
And that's the tough thing, Shelby, is from our angle, I thought it looked clean, but we couldn't see the body contact that the referee saw on that end, so it might have been the right call. King's first free throw was no good. Second one is good. So King's got his first point of the night. Javon Grant on the right-hand side, 2 minutes on the clock. Brett Weimers really thought about that one. Didn't want to put it up, though. Kafka puts a move on. Gets Isaac Leverins on the left side. Leverins is going to put up a three way out as it's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be Tiger basketball. As they say it's last touch by Dalton Gromer. Wait a minute. Okay, they changed it around now. So it's going to be Purple Dragon basketball. And Dalton Gromer is going to put up the I thought about it. They were looking to hook up Gromer as they're wanting Gromer to score. Hey, Grant goes to the left side, and that was not a freshman-like move.
You know, he finally made it on the left-hand side of the basket with that nice circus layup, but boy, he needs to work on that more, so he just does it with more confidence.
King got it to De La Torre, and now on the inside is Luke Martin. Called his name for the first time. Martin gets it to Drew Rhodes. Rhodes, look for Martin, and it's going to be swatted by Gromer. Gromer gets it out of bounds. A minute now on the clock, as it's a continuous clock as you're up by 30. It does so 80 to 45 hour score. De La Torre looks up, finds a man. He found Shoemaker. Shoemaker gets it to King. King loses it. Grant can't find it. He loses it. Goes right back to the Tigers. Rhodes puts it up, and it's Luke Martin who gets his name called over the air. Gets his first basket of the night.
You know, these Tigers in the chaotic situations like that, they seem to have really thrived, especially more than the Dragons have. It's just unfortunate they couldn't have a couple more of those chaotic situations in the game earlier.
Well, Grant was looking to make a move. He's just going to bring it back, show us a little sportsmanship, and the Purple Dragons are going to run down the clock. 10 seconds now, 80 to 47 is going to be the final score. And I tell you what a job done by Pittsburg. As the final buzzer blows, 80 to 47 our score. Pittsburgh showing the dominance yet again. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with some stats, talk it over with Shelby and I, and then hopefully we get Coach Rolfs on the mic. You're listening here on ESPN 100.7.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-Power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
without standing apart.
You belong
At Pittsburg State University.
Buck list. But don't take my word for it. Visit Pittsburg State and see why there's nothing like being a gorilla. Learn more at pittstate.edu/BA Gorilla.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
And we welcome you back to the high school of Fort Scott as our final score is 80-47. And I tell you what, it was a great night for the Purple Dragons as they did everything that they wanted to as they blew this one away 80-47. Let's go through the stats here. We'll start out with the Fort Scott Tigers. It was Jesse Lawrence. He had himself a pretty good day, Shelby. He had 8 points and 3 boards. He only missed 1 shot tonight, and that was a three-pointer. Couldn't call his name enough was Jesse Jones as the senior. 15 points, 1 board, and he went 6 from 8 from the field. Nick Lawrence had 2 shots. He only made 1, so he's got 2 points. Alex Michaud, a great ball player, but really didn't want to put up shots. He was more of a ball handler and an extra passer. Got to have a guy like that on your team, as Michaud 0 for 1, like I mentioned. Matt Campbell, 2 for 4 from the floor, had a couple free throws. He had 7 points total. CJ Horton had 4 points as well. He had a board. Nick King, late in the game, got a bucket. He's 1 for 2. Or he had a free throw, excuse me. His first point was at the charity stripe. And then Jordan Hall, he had 10 points. He was 4 of 6 from the field. And then finally Luke Martin with the last bucket for the Tigers. And on the other side, you had Chase Curtis, who struggled a little bit, but found himself as he had 11 points. Alex Kapka with good minutes by the senior. He had 5 points, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Javon Grant really starting to believe himself as a shooter. At the beginning of the season, he did not want to shoot. He wanted to pass. Now Grant stepping it up as he finished with 8, 2 of 2 from downtown. Drew Rawls had the hot hand in the first half as he didn't miss, but in the second half, he only shot twice and missed both of them as he had 13 points. Gavin Elkamil, 7 points. It was the return of Elkamil from his 32-point Stelling game, but, you know, that's what happens when you have a couple days off is you get to relax, and Elkamil will find himself again as he only finished with 7. And then the big man himself, Marquis English, 9 for 15, more than 5 boards. I'm not the best stat guy, Shelby, but he finished with 18. Jerk Butcher, only 2 points for the free throw line, and Trenton Austin had himself a huge night. 7 for 9, 15 points with 6 boards. Shelby, what you think?
I mean, it just goes back to what this Dragon team is. They're a very big team. They've got huge wingspans. They make it hard for their opposition to complete passes. They make it hard for their opposition to score on the passes. And they look at it as a badge of honor to have as many people as possible score in double digits.
And now we are going to be joined by head coach Kylie Rolfs. He's going to go through all this debris here that we have for him. And, Coach, it was a very impressive win, 80-47. What'd you really like out of your boys tonight?
Well, anytime you come in here and play that way and walk out here with a good win like that, it feels good. I thought our guys were ready to play. I thought we made a statement pretty early in that game, especially on the glass. We played well. It's hard to pick a whole lot of things out right now. It was a good win.
Coach, the three-headed monster, Chase Curtis, Marquis English, and Trenton Austin. How do you stop those three when all three of them are in double digits in points tonight?
That's what you hope. I mean, and that's where it needs to start for us because we got guys that can shoot it too, and if you make teams have to try to guard those guys inside, which is not easy to do, it just makes it easier for our guys on the perimeter to get great looks, and we got great looks early on, and we knocked those down. So, when we get them both going like we did for a while there, especially in the first half, we're low to deal with, and we were backing it up tonight by getting down and playing pretty good, solid defense. So,
yeah, you weren't lying there, Coach. The first half, you guys had the hot hand. Drew Rolfs would not miss a shot. Javon Grant didn't miss a shot. Your guys' three-point shooting was just out the roof, and that's what happens when you have a team that can do all around. Talk about how your team is just so capable of not only the inside game but the outside game.
Well, we had good energy tonight. We moved the ball. And we found guys open. Again, we got a lot of guys that can play on our team, and we share it. And, we eventually find somebody knocking a shot down. Tonight it was a lot of guys. And so, it is a good win, and we feel good about it. But we know that it's another win along the way. We've got to get ready for now another tough one on Friday, and we got to keep trying to get better.
And, Coach, Trenton Austin and Javon Grant, those guys coming off the bench at the beginning of the season, I think they were really shy to shoot the basketball. They weren't confident in themselves. And all of a sudden, they started really transitioning into it. And now both of those guys are very comfortable, as both of them only missed 2 shots tonight. Very huge to have those guys coming off the bench.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. You're exactly right. You hit that right on, and that makes that that's really good for us. We can bring guys to the bench to get in foul trouble. Gav's been banged up a little early, and when you can go to other guys and not have a lot of drop-off, it's a big-time luxury, and those guys have given us good stuff.
Well, Coach, I know you're going to enjoy the win for about 10 seconds. Yeah. You got to go back to work, and Friday night you're going to have yourself a pretty big night against Labette County.
Well, Labette County will be ready to go, and we know we're going to need to be ready to go, so that's what we'll try to get ready to do.
Well, Coach, thank you very much, and we'll catch you down there on Friday.
Appreciate it.
That was the head coach of the boys basketball team, and Kylie Rolfs, as his team did a phenomenal job, 80-47 our score. Pittsburg was able to steal one from this one here in Fort Scott in the tough crowd. Shelby, what did you think overall today?
Overall, I think you saw what makes the Dragons, both the men's and the women's teams, as good as they are. They're teams that they will fight and they will scrap. And when things go right, especially for the men, they can put up a huge amount of points. And even looking at the girls' game, they didn't get the win, but they kept it close and they kept it competitive. And with a young team that these girls had, that's exactly what you want, because that's a good, solid foundation to keep going forward for. And then on the boys' side, you're senior heavy laden, so it establishes a great culture for you to have going forward. So then you have guys like Javon Grant, like Dante Duncan, who can come in, Gavin Elkamil, who can get in and just continue to keep this ball rolling for future generations.
Well, that'll do it here for Shelby White and I here at Fort Scott. We had a blast here. It was a great matchups. And Friday for the Purple Dragons, it's going to be an interesting matchup, as it's Labette County, Tristan Gagan Company for the girls, and then the Magic Relaford for the boys of Labette County Grizzlies coming into town to face the Purple Dragons. You'll have to tune in for that. And my partner in crime, Cameron Merlina, will be back in town. But we want a special thank out to Zach, as he was our board op tonight. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening here on ESPN 100.7. We'll catch you again later on Friday.
When the lights come up on Friday nights at high schools and colleges across the region, it's often on a field built by Crossland